Thank you for your time today. So to start off, for those who do not know about Golden Arrow, could you please briefly describe the company to potential shareholders?
The name of our company is Golden Arrow Exploration. It's listed on the Toronto Stock Exchange with the symbol of GRG.V. We will very soon be listing on the American on a OTC in United States, where we have a large following, and they have to come and buy the shares in Canada and take them in the States. And now at the end of this month of June, we will be listed, so that does not happen. They can buy directly in their American market, and we will be adding 90% to our audience, because Canada is only 10% of the United States. So we have a great audience, and we have also listed on Frankfurt in Europe. So the distribution for a junior company is excellent and will be a lot better. So we have been in Argentina since 1993, which is a long time ago. And Argentina, for the first time, opened the investment to foreign investors, and I went to Argentina and staked numbers of properties, 350,000 hectares of property in those days, and the 350,000 hectares of property have produced for us 3 major discoveries. And we continue to be in Argentina at the moment.
Okay, so we know that silver prices have been surging since the beginning of 2016. What is your opinion on the recent trend of precious metal prices such as silver and gold? And do you think this upward trend will continue to be observed in the future, in the near future?
Amy, I am very positive on that, because many countries in the world, including the United States and China, are going through a very economic reassessment. And the people that have now currency like dollars or whatever other currency, they are trying to buy precious metal in the meantime that the economy will reestablish itself. So I really feel that silver and gold are two of the precious metal that people will switch from paper currency or coins into those two precious metal for the time being. So I'm very bullish. I feel that I'm not the only one. If you take the consensus of people, investors, they will feel the same way, that the prices of silver have gone up in the last few months from $13 plus, and we currently are very close to 18. Am I correct?
1750.
1750. So it's a very dramatic rise in just a couple of months. So we feel that once a silver was $50, and I would like you to explain that there has been a historic relation between gold and silver. Gold, 1 ounce of gold was equivalent to 40 ounces of silver. With the bad economy that we come from, the ratio was 1 ounce of gold, 83 ounces of silver. So silver has two positive. One, the economy in general, and the people selecting precious metal instead of currency, and also that the relationship between gold and silver has to return to 40 to 1. So silver is another positive. 50% of the production of silver is used in industrial use. Gold is not. Gold is simply gold. So we're bullish on precious metal, but particularly bullish on silver. That we, of course, the Golden Arrow has had some pretty major discoveries in silver in Argentina.
Great. So Fortuna Silver Mines recently announced their decision to acquire Golden Rock Mines. In your opinion, how would this type of transaction impact any junior mining company?
Well, obviously, Fortuna Silver is diversifying. Fortuna Silver is in silver, and they had bought a gold-producing company. This is happening in this time after a real bad mining economy for so many years. If a company is worth buying, this is when there's going to be some mergers between gold and silver, which is still into precious metal.
Okay, could you name some of the benefits you hope to gain from the arrangement between Golden Arrow and Silver Standard Resources?
I would be pleased to tell you that. We are specialists in finding a deposit. Silver Standard is a specialist in producing from the ground. There is a major difference. I would like you to know that we can find a deposit like Chinchilla with $70 to $100 million, but to put it in production requires a major investment. The major investment is to have the crusher, the production facility, and the knowledge. And Silver Standard is one of the best producer in silver and gold in the world. And we're very pleased to move up our company from exploration only into a producer and cash flow. So that way we can use the cash flow coming in, the profits, instead of issuing shares from the treasury to dilute the shareholder. We got to take care of the shareholders.
Okay, so please tell us a little bit more about your recent announcement to initiate the next phase of drilling in the Chinchillas Silver Project in Argentina. For example, what would this mean for Golden Arrow in the future?
Well, Chinchilla is like a younger baby that grows very fast. And we are very astonished how in a couple of years we went from 40,000 ounces values into 240. And we have only drilled 15% of the targets. So what is it in our interest, as well as Silver Standard, that we increase the value? And Mr. Brian McEwen, which is with us in this interview, that is the VP Exploration, who has been the person that has developed this project from 40 million to 242, and right now the new drilling that we have announced could increase it out by a lot more. A lot more meaning a lot more value on the Chinchilla project that we have now, which means more values in the shares eventually.
Are there any further milestones we can look forward to from Golden Arrow in this upcoming year or next year?
This is exciting. In order to go forward in making the merger with Pirquita, which is a subsidiary in Argentina of Silver Standard, we will make a fusion between the two, and the two companies will most likely develop a new publicly listed company to increase the value of this merge the value. So we feel that Golden Arrow shareholder will benefit from this without issuing any shares from their treasury, with no dilution, and the shares should be acquiring much more value with this exercise.
Golden Arrow has recently announced in May that the company has disclosed $2.3 million in private placement financing. Could you please provide us with a little insight into how this new resource will be allocated? Does Golden Arrow have any further financing plans in the next half fiscal year, ending 2016?
I would be delighted to answer that question. Because the mining industry, as the world knows, has been very depressed. So what happened is that we did not expand that activity during this period of time, but we still had the cost of operating. So we went to the market and we raised the money simply for the operation and not to increase other projects that we have, but concentrate on Chinchilla. Now, in so doing, I am very happy to tell you that we had expression of interest that we could have sold the $10 million worth. But we said no. Why at this point that we're only taking Chinchilla forward, which is financed by Silver Standard. They are spending their money, 12.6 million US. So we don't need to dilute the shareholders. So I want you to understand that I'm very sensitive in taking care of my shareholders. So we're very pleased at the profile that we have acquired. The moment that we completed the deal with Silver Standard, and we have a company that will grow by itself. Now this is important that is understood. We will continue the growth of the other portfolio properties that we have with income that we materialize out of being a partner with Silver Standard.
So in March of 2016, Secretary of Mines, Mr. Daniel Malin confirmed the Argentinian government's newly implemented, and I quote, various fiscal policy changes that would now provide incentives to attract mining investors. Could you elaborate on the nature of these policies and how specifically they'll encourage mining investment?
It is a very, very interesting key question in the new development of Argentina. And now that the right-wing government that we have now, which I know the president since he was a youngster. I'm a very close friend of his father, from Frank, and he studied in the United States with most of the cabinet people that he has in the new government. And he's very progressive, very right-wing, and so he understands the economics, that when an exploration company goes in Argentina, they're not making any money. They got to get in production to make money. But these people were charging an amount of taxes which made it impossible for the exploration people to come. So I want to explain to you how significant it is. The Wall Street Journal, May 17, 2015, they knew that the government of Macri would be winning in October. So 4 months before, they, on May 17, Wall Street Journal, I'm quoting the date, so you can check it. From that point on, $15 billion from May 15 until October 26, when he got elected, came into Argentina.
What are some of Golden Arrow's competitive advantages over other major industry players in Argentina?
I will want to be very humble to what is something that you should consider. We are pioneer in Argentina. 23 years when things were very bad, we stayed in Argentina. And we found the three major discovery, very unusual. Three major, one gold and two silvers. And we understand the pride of the Argentinian, their problems in remote areas, the poverty, and so we offered to help them. And because we've been working so well with the community, with the indigenous people, who've been there for 500 years, we have been given four awards, national awards, for being the best exploration mining management without one single incident in Argentina. The relationship that we have with Macri and his father, the relationship that we have with Myland and Cristina, his wife, my wife, and we are the closest friend in Argentina is Danielle Myland. So we have the credibility and the trust.
So finally, is there anything else you would like potential investors to know that wasn't covered in previous questions?
I would say that the viewer should consider very strongly, first of all, precious metal investment. Precious metal, depending on an investor position, the ones who have a lot of money should consider taking a small percentage and invest it in early companies like Golden Arrow, GRG, .V in Toronto. And the growth will be very, very, very spectacular. I told you what we're doing with Chinchilla, what we're doing with the property that we bought at the very early stage. And I feel that we would be a very good vehicle to consider. If they're going to consider 4 or 5, you will find that we are right at the top. So our credibility and our history and our management capability should interest them. And this is one thing that I would like to say to the investor. But to Chi and you as a group, I want to say that we are very honored of your interest in coming and having this interview, which has been very casual. The answers have been very long in interest of wanting to put across the point, and we're up to Chi and the editors to edit it now the way it's best for you. But we are very, very grateful. Thank you. Doje.
Thank you for your time. Thank you.